I want to talk about the moment we all saw during the State of the Union address when President Trump stood before the nation and asked the legislature specifically to stand up and show their support if they agreed that the first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens. This was obviously a calculated move intended to expose the Democrats for their misplaced priorities, and it worked. The Democrats were forced to either stand to show their recognition that their top priority is American citizens, or to remain seated and give the appearance that they put their interests of illegal immigrants ahead of American citizens. Most, if not all, Democrats remained seated with hateful disgust on their faces and coming out of their mouths. This moment perfectly illustrates the failure of two-party politics in America. The American government has become an us versus them, red versus blue system that is not based on doing what is right and good for the American people, but rather only concerns itself with which party is in power. Every nation on earth exists to serve its own people first. But we have a political party that is afraid to admit that basic truth for fear of appearing to agree with the president of the opposing party. This is proof that the Democratic Party is more interested in party politics than representing the interests of American citizens. Putting American citizens first is not an act of hostility toward others. It is the basic job description of any representative leadership. It is not racist to put American citizens first because American citizens make up all races. The president was not suggesting that individuals who enter the country illegally should be treated without decency or respect. Trump simply gave the legislature an opportunity to show their support for the American citizens over illegal immigrants, and the Democrats were unwilling to do so. We can be a nation that values human dignity while still being a nation that values the rule of law. Borders are extremely important, just like locks and doors on your house. They are the tools we use to protect our communities from violent elements that would do us harm. When anyone crosses a border illegally, even if they aren't a violent person, they are bypassing the legal system that has been established as law by our government. In any other part of our society, we understand how accountability works. If a person violates the law and is held responsible, that process sometimes results in the separation of that individual from their family. It is irresponsible and irrational to suggest we let a criminal go free because he has a family. Criminals are not good parents, and criminals are responsible for their own incarceration. No country can have open borders and amnesty for all and expect to maintain peace and order. There are too many violent people who intend to cause harm to others to pretend we can just be completely compassionate and accommodating. We must have laws to protect Americans in America, and we must enforce those laws. And here's the bottom line. A government's first duty has to be its own citizens, and that shouldn't be a partisan issue. It's just how a functioning country must operate in the world today. If we want to make the world a better place, we have to unite for the common good of humanity instead of align with party politics that promotes opposition and division.